The command center froze. No one spoke. Every screen showed the same image. One man, walking calmly through the most secure military base on Earth. Every security door opened for him. Every scanner accepted him. Every AI welcomed him. Captain Naomi whispered, "He's not hacking the system." Elias slowly nodded. "No. The system believes he belongs." General Reeves immediately ordered a lockdown. "Seal every entrance. Disconnect every network. Kill the internal power." The technicians obeyed instantly. Nothing happened. The stranger kept walking, door after door, checkpoint after checkpoint. Everything welcomed him. One engineer turned pale. "Our own security is protecting him." Thousands of kilometers away. Inside the Oblivion Crown, Kyle calmly watched Earth's reaction. One officer smiled proudly. "Our infiltrator has reached the archive." Kyle answered quietly. No. He reached exactly where Elias wanted him. The bridge became silent. The officer blinked. "What?" Kyle folded his hands. "If Elias hasn't stopped him, it's because the archive isn't the target." Back on Earth, General Hale looked toward Elias. "If not the archive, then what?" Elias zoomed into the base blueprint. Hundreds of rooms, thousands of corridors. Then he circled one tiny maintenance tunnel. "There," Captain Naomi frowned. "That's only a ventilation shaft." Elias nodded. "Exactly." General Reeves didn't understand. "The infiltrator is walking toward the archive." "No," Elias replied. "He's making us watch the archive. He wants everyone looking left, while someone else moves right." The room fell silent. General Reeves immediately shouted, "Search the maintenance sectors. Every tunnel, every supply corridor." Drones rushed into the underground complex. 30 seconds later, nothing. Empty. Captain Naomi looked confused. "No one's there." Elias quietly smiled. "Good. Now we know." Inside the Arctic base, the mysterious infiltrator finally reached the archive door. He pressed his hand against the scanner. Access granted. The massive vault slowly opened. Everyone held their breath. Inside, nothing. Empty shelves, no secret files, no superweapon. The stranger simply stood there. Then he laughed, not loudly, just enough, as if someone had solved half of a puzzle. Far away, Kyle closed his eyes. "He found it," one commander smiled. "Our mission succeeded?" Kyle slowly shook his head. "No, our mission has just begun." Inside Earth headquarters, Captain Naomi looked completely lost. What did he find? Elias stared silently at the empty archive. Then he zoomed into the live camera. The stranger wasn't looking at the shelves. He was looking at the ceiling. Elias whispered, "Oh no." General Reeves turned toward him. "What?" Elias answered. "He never came for information. He came for confirmation." At that exact moment, the stranger reached into his pocket, not for a weapon, not for explosives, only a small silver coin. He placed it gently on the floor, turned around, and left. No hurry, no fear, no resistance. Captain Naomi looked confused. "That's it? That's all he did?" Elias immediately stood up. "Destroy the coin." Technicians zoomed the camera. The coin wasn't metallic, it was alive. Tiny black patterns began spreading across the floor. Nanoscopic machines, self-replicating, eating through concrete, not downward, sideways, creating an impossibly detailed map of the entire underground structure. General Hale whispered, "It's scanning us." Elias shook his head. "Worse. It's teaching itself." Within minutes, the nanites stopped moving. The coin dissolved into dust. Mission complete. The infiltrator had already disappeared. No footprints, no DNA, no fingerprints, nothing. Only one thing remained. A message written on the archive wall. Not in alien language. Perfect English. "Good hiding place." Silence consumed the command center. Captain Naomi looked at Elias. "He's mocking us." Elias slowly exhaled. "No. He's complimenting us." Everyone looked confused. Elias continued, "Kyle only compliments people he intends to kill." Meanwhile, back aboard the Oblivion Crown, Kyle finally received the infiltrator's report. He smiled faintly. "So, Earth really built it. One officer frowned. Built what? Kyle looked toward the blue planet. The only weapon capable of defeating me. The bridge became silent. What weapon? Kale answered softly. A strategist. Back on Earth, General Reeves stared at Elias. You've been saying he's hunting you. Elias nodded. He is. General Reeves looked puzzled. But why? Elias slowly walked toward the giant observation window, looking at the stars. He finally revealed the truth. Because I've met him before. The room froze. Captain Naomi's eyes widened. What? Elias closed his eyes. 7 years ago. Before I joined the army. I wasn't a soldier. A long silence followed. Then he whispered. I was his student. Everyone stood speechless. General Reeves could barely speak. You trained under the enemy? Elias slowly turned around. Pain filled his eyes for the first time. No, the enemy trained under me.